My dear young lady, if your intended is insisting that you must have a child or you must get pregnant before he marries you, you need to reconsider that relationship and, if possible, leave him. You'll meet somebody else. And there are so many reasons why this is not a good step to take. First of all, marriage taken from a Christian perspective is not principally aimed at having children. Yes, it is good when children come. Yes, it is hoped and prayed for. It is good that your marriage is fruitful and that you have children. But that is not the main reason why. From a worldly angle, picture this scenario. In the course of trying to get pregnant, you're going to expose yourself to having unprotected intercourse with this person, who actually might not be faithful to you. Because the truth is, there's no reason for him to be faithful to you. He's not married to you. This is the time when he's searching, he's single and searching and exploring all the options. So the same thing he has said to you, he may have said to 2 or 3 other girls. So unbeknownst to you, here you are, about 3 of you, all in the race to see who gets pregnant first. You don't know you're in a race, but he does. So you have your reproductive health to worry about. That's 1. Or rather, that's 2. 3, taken from that same perspective, let's imagine that you get pregnant. And another girl gets pregnant. You're both pregnant for him now. And he decides, okay, both of you are now pregnant, but this other girl has an edge over you. There are certain qualities she has that you lack, but which suit him to a T. This person now comes back to you with all kinds of excuses, or begins to adopt delay tactics. And then you enter a panic, because it suddenly dawns on you that this person you've gotten pregnant for maybe has never visited your home, has never even come for something as much as an introduction. And here you are pregnant, and all of a sudden he's foot dragging and not quite available. You can't reach him on phone. You can't reach him anywhere else. If you go to the office, somehow he's always in a meeting and all this. Then if you're the quick thinking type, you reach the conclusion that, okay, for one reason or another, this person has lost interests, or maybe he's involved with another person, or whatever it is. It's now 2 months in, and you don't understand his body language. You don't want to be stranded with a child out of wedlock. You don't want to be shamed in front of your family and the community. So, you take matters into your hands and terminate the pregnancy. In the course of doing that, anything could happen to you. Your uterus could be damaged. Your reproductive system, in any other way, could be compromised. So that's one gruesome scenario I've painted. Or let's even assume that he wasn't fooling around. There's no other girl in the picture. It's you, and he actually had honorable intentions. But 2 months into this pregnancy, you have a big misunderstanding, a huge fight. He doesn't like how you handled it. It suddenly dawns on him that you are not as humble as, you don't have all the qualities he would want in a wife. So better a broken relationship than a broken marriage. And he decides to cut his losses. He promises you that because he was the person that egged you on and, encouraged you to get pregnant, he's going to, he'll remain in the picture, he'll play his part, he'll pick up all the bills, this, that, and the other. Well, here you are. Single mom, which you never planned. You get pregnant. He's going to be an honorable person. Now that you're pregnant, that's exactly what he wanted. So you start all the rites, but you're 2-3 months in. And for some women, their pregnancy show very early, even when it's the first pregnancy. You're starting to show a little bit. You've not admitted it to your parents, you're still trying to hide it and everything. But, it turns out that you're going to have to marry in this church that has extremely conservative values, and they have no intention of blessing a couple where the woman is already pregnant, because that is proof of premarital sex. So since this is going to be a problem and there's no way to hide a pregnancy already showing, he comes up with the brilliant plan to just go ahead and terminate this one, because you've gotten the result you wanted anyway. So you'll terminate this one, and after the marriage, you go ahead and you do that. But in the course of doing that, your reproductive system is damaged. Or you don't make it out alive. In a situation where your reproductive system is damaged, and perhaps you don't even know, you're married now, 3, 4, 5 years into the marriage, no children. And because this is the main reason why this person wanted to marry you in the first place, he starts reconsidering his options. He knows he can't throw you out of the marriage based on that. But he can keep a side chick and produce children with her. That's an option. Then the final scenario where everything goes well. You found yourself pregnant, and you're lucky you come from one of these cultural backgrounds where it doesn't matter. In Tiv culture, where I come from, if a woman is pregnant, they don't allow you to do even the traditional rites. You have to wait until that woman gives birth. Then you do the traditional rites on both her and the child. But let's assume that you come from the kind of cultural background where things like that don't matter or are even encouraged. So you scale that hurdle, and then, her pregnancy isn't really showing, or you're marrying in a church that is willing to. There are churches that will marry you even when you are heavily pregnant, largely because they don't want you to use that as an excuse to have an abortion. So you get the marriage done, you're validly married. So, but you don't even get enough time to relax and enjoy your marriage first. You hit the ground running with bills upon bills upon bills and the stress that goes with raising a baby. Now, people say that, what are you talking about? The whole time they were dating, didn't they have enough time to relax and enjoy each other? Dating and marriage are two different things. So. A baby changes the dynamics of a relationship completely. Pregnancy, it starts from pregnancy. Your hormones are all over the place. You are constantly in a foul mood. It depends on how your own pregnancy affects you. You start snapping at your husband for absolutely nothing. You get tired easily. That is when you separate the men from the boys. A man who knows that this is my wife, she is carrying my child, and all her foul moods right now are a result of hormonal changes in her body, will persevere with you. He will help you around the house. He will ease the process for you in any way he can. The one who is immature, that is when he will revive his relationship with an ex or start a fresh relationship with one side chick who is willing. Then the baby is born. And within that period, you're sore, you don't really want to be physically intimate maybe in the first 1 month. It depends on what happened to your body. Another perfect excuse for him to hang out with women out there. Then he comes home at night. He can't sleep. He can't get through the night peacefully without waking up 3-4 times. He's not waking up to check on the baby, but every time that baby wails, both of you will wake up. But you know what will happen? If you married the kind of person who is selfish, you will be the only one to attend to that baby's needs while he sleeps. In fact, he might start grumbling, so he might relocate to another room completely. But what I am saying is, to the extent that you can help it, do not sit down and plan to get pregnant first before you marry. You're not doing yourself any favors. The only person who comes out of this smelling roses is the guy. Don't shortchange yourself like that. It's not necessary. Marry first. Rest a little bit. Establish a rhythm for your home. Have somebody that can help you around the house, especially if you are also working. And nowadays, most homes are two-income homes. Get somebody reliable in the house that can help you. It could be a relation that's willing to do it. It could be a maid whom you've had time to observe. Before you introduce that baby, if possible, plan for that child. Babies are very, very expensive in the city, where you have to pay for everything. By the time you're bringing out about 200,000 for a creche, it's not anything spectacular. Daycare, just a standard creche. By the time you're spending tens of thousands on baby formula every month, diapers, baby clothing, whatever you do, do not sit down and plan to have a child first before marrying. If it happens, fine, that's different. But to deliberately take steps to get pregnant first because the man insisted on it or anything like that, you're shortchanging yourself. Nowadays, thanks to technology and science and all the advancements in the health sector, I know there are tests that can prove your fertility on both sides. If your partner is that worried about having children, resort to those tests. Don't turn your body into an experiment for anybody. But apart from that, even if all is well, I would say don't marry a person who is obsessed with the idea of having children. People have found to their unpleasant surprise that they're both perfectly healthy, at least as far as science can see. They're fertile, they're virile, and the babies refuse to come. Ask yourself, if you marry somebody who is obsessed with the thought of having children, if there is a delay, or for any reason the children do not come at all, what becomes of the marriage?